Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pastor Donald, Mr. Donald, Teacher Donald, fifth grade teacher, all those things. It's good to see y'all this week. I still miss you very much. Those that I could see yesterday at the drive-through, it was so good to see you. I'm going to share with you a quick video. This week's work is very simple. You've got a science packet that looks like this. This is just for you to read. I just want you to stay up to date on it. This is something we were going to be doing in class called Super Science. We don't have it in class because we don't have class. So there's a few questions on the back it asks you, but you don't have to turn this in. This is just for you. You've got a Scholastic. This will take care of your social studies work. And then you've got a science spin that'll take care of your science work. Very, very simple. I've got your review packet. It's called Final Review for English. It is 3 pages front and back. I know it's a little long, but that's all you've got except for math. Okay? So your math is fairly simple. Okay? You've got multiplying by 10, 100, and 1,000, dividing by 10, 100, and 1,000, and those are your only new concepts for the week. I'm going to teach you those in just a moment. You have a math quiz. You have a math test. This is your next to last math test. And then, guys, I've got it easy right here. I've got some multiplication drills. You're going to do all your single-digit multiplications. You know how to do this. And then on the back, you've got 3 lines. I'm not going to make you do all that because I know you don't like it. I don't either. So you got a little bit of math on the back. But I'm going to teach you really quickly on multiplying by 10, 100, and 1,000. Any number can be multiplied by 10, 100, or 1,000. For example, if we were to take the numbers 163 and we wanted to multiply that number by 10, all you've got to do is count the zeros in 10. How many zeros are there? There's just 1. So if we're going to multiply it by 10, we're just going to add a 0. Pretty simple, right? That's for a whole number. If we're going to multiply it by 100, then we're going to add 2 zeros because 100 has 2 zeros. So we'll just do 2. And then if we're going to multiply it by 1,000, it has 3 zeros. You guessed it. We would add 3 zeros just like that. Okay? Now, that's pretty easy for a whole number. But let's say that you had a decimal and it was 0.163. Okay? And you wanted to move this, you wanted to multiply this number by 10. Well, all you gotta do is move your decimal to the right 1 spot. And then your answer would be 1.63. Okay? Let's say that you wanted to multiply it by 100 and you would move the decimal 2 spots. And so by 100 you would have 16.3. Okay, keep in mind your original decimal is 163. Okay, if you want to multiply by 1,000, you take that decimal and you count 1, 2, 3 zeros. You go 1, 2, 3. And now you have 163 as your number multiplied by 1,000. Pretty simple. Now what happens if you only have one number in the decimal place? Well, if you multiply this times 10, move the decimal here, and you get 3. Okay, well, let's say that you multiplied 0.3 by 100. Well, it has 2 zeros. So now you're going to go here and put your decimal, right? Okay, that's what you would do times 10. Okay, so now we're going 0.3. We're going to go here, and then we add a 0 and put our decimal. Make sense? Got to have 2 place values. So we're going to move our decimal twice and put our decimal and the 0 in the hole. Now we're going to take 0.3 and multiply it by 1,000. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Fill those holes with zeros, and your new number is going to be 300. Remember, there's a pretend decimal there anyway. It's one that we don't use. That's pretty simple multiplying. Now, for whatever other reason, people get all worried about how to do dividing. Okay? Now, let's say that we had 1,630, and we wanted to divide it by 10. Well, you can do the old-fashioned way, and it looks like this. Or you can take your 1,630, divide it by 10 means there's a decimal here. We're going to move that decimal to here. And it will be 163. We dropped a 0. Now, let's say you wanted to do it by 100. 100 has 2 zeros in it. So we got 163. Going to go 1, 2. 1.63 would be dividing by 100. Oops, and I got to put this as 1,000 up here on the board. So if I'm going to divide this number by 1,000, Got 163. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 0.163. Okay? Now you can do a mixture of that. You can divide. Let me see what your book, I want to make sure I get the same as what your book says there. Let's say that you wanted to take a number like 5.8 and divide it by 10. Well, you just move the decimal to the left once and you get 0.58. Let's take 5.58 and let's now, 5.8, and let's divide that by 100. I'm going to go 1, I don't have any more, 2. You move your decimal place there and add a 0. It's called annexing a 0. That's what your book's going to call it. Okay, so let me do that again. You got 0.58, we got 5.8. You want to divide it by 1,000. You got 100. You got 2 zeros. So 1, 2. You move your decimal 2 spots, and in the empty spots you add a 0. And your new answer is 0.058. What if we had to do it by 1,000? We've got 5.8. Okay, let me get down here where I got room. 5.8. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Put our decimal point and add the zeros. So your answer will be 0.058. And that's it, guys. That's how we would multiply and divide by decimals, by 110 and 1,000. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, I know you might, just call me. Just give me a call, and I'll help you through it. I'll work you through it. You will notice that you do not have to do the back side of these pages because I love you, and you've done a lot of math this year, and I'm trying to make it as easy as possible and give you something you can manage. If you're behind on work, I encourage you, get caught up. Get caught up. I'm trying to key in grades, but I've got papers all over the place. I'm missing tests, I'm missing quizzes, and I want to make sure that I'm fair. So let me know, and I love you. Hope you have a great week. Thank you very much. Take care.